Right. Good morning, everybody. This is Daniell of Active Plus. And Danny, please tell us in your own words what you do and how long you've been doing this for.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. So Active Plus, we're a community interest company that uses the skills and experience of wounded, injured, sick, and retired military veterans as inspirational role models of change. So we take the veterans, the military veterans, and they go out into the community and they work across all age groups, delivering courses and problem-solving activities that help people to build their confidence, improve their motivation, work better in a team, and embrace change. I've been doing it for since 2014. So I was in the military. I did 39 years in the Royal Navy, primarily in the Fleet Air Arm. And towards the end of my time, I was medically downgraded for one or two issues. And whilst I was sent home while they decided what to do, I volunteered with Active Plus and delivered courses across Cornwall. And then when I was discharged in 2015, I took on a paid role as the ops manager. And in 2017, took over as the managing director and have run Active Plus since then. So we deliver, as I say, courses and activities all over the Southwest. And we've worked in Dorset, Somerset, Wiltshire, Devon, and Cornwall.
Wow. Wow. And are you looking to spread beyond on the borders of the Southwest, or are you looking to just stay primarily in the Southwest?
Primarily in the Southwest. We're sort of reconsolidating at the moment as we're coming out of some of the funded programs. We're just gathering taking a deep breath and moving forward again. So we started off, we were very small. We worked in Cornwall and then we gradually expanded as the funding was there and the veterans needed the help. Once that funding was running out and the veterans were in a better place, ready to move into careers in mainstream, we gradually came back. So we're now primarily working Devon and Cornwall, taking a deep breath before we go again.
Wow, wow, wow. And the thing is that, since you've been doing this since 2014, and obviously you were discharged in 2015, but everything has changed, quite a bit, especially with COVID and the cost of crisis. Everything has turned, the world almost upside down in some ways, and kind of in a way it's kind of reset the world a little bit as well and realign. But for yourself, how did COVID-19 impact you and Active Plus, and what were the, I guess, the actions you taken to sort of overcome that particular challenge?
Yeah, no, there was as you say, there's, the world's changed. Active Plus actually formed in 2011. So I was, I was sort of 3 years after it formed, I joined them. But yeah, COVID really was quite challenging. Our work is group work in the community. So you can imagine that when you're being told that you can't meet up even with one other person to do group work, so we had to sort of pivot quite quickly. We started to deliver online, so we adapted some of our activities and started to support people online, which was really effective. It was something we had tried and thought about before, but we'd never been that confident with doing it. But actually, when we were forced to do it, it worked really well. And within, I think probably within 6 weeks, we were delivering support across the communities that we'd worked with before, all online. So we've learned a lot of lessons from that, and we established a veterans online wellbeing service. We continue to do our group information sessions before the live courses online, so we can introduce ourselves and get people to start embracing what's going to, what the course is looking like. So that was a change we made that we've kept. The other change really was, we were very firmly office based, 3 offices in Truro, 1 in Swindon. And we quickly realized actually a lot carbon footprint getting people to the office, etc. People were pretty productive just from working from home, so we adopted the full working from home during COVID, and then since then we've obviously now got a hybrid solution where we have the office is staffed. We've reduced our office space. We now only have 1 office, and we're sort of far more flexible with our working routines now, but still achieving the same great outcomes.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome. And one thing, I guess both of us being in the military as well, it's all about adaptability. quickly. And and I was wondering how, I mean, were you able to transfer those adaptability skills from being in the military and having that experience into adapting to, COVID and using online and using Teams, using Zoom? What did that process look like for you?
Yeah, no, it definitely helped us, and I did have a concern. You know, a lot of our veterans are, you know, they're some of them have got physical injuries, but most of them have got mental injuries from their time in service. So I was concerned about the fact that they were lacking that social interaction, which was the peer-to-peer support that they get from working alongside each other. But actually, as you say, from their military backgrounds, it was just another deployment. You know, this is what you're
Yeah.
doing. Yeah, they just you know, bit into it instantly, and we ended up really, we had a lot of people coming to us saying, how have you done this, because a lot of businesses weren't as agile and hadn't adapted as well, and were losing staff through you know, mental health issues and concerns, whereas we seem to get stronger. So we had a lot of people phoning up saying, how are you doing this? And it was exactly as you've said, Charles. Really, it was our sort of military experience that allowed us just to go, well, this is just another deployment, so what do we need to do? X, Y, and Z, off you go and do it. And you know, the whole team just rallied around, supported each other online, so they were still chatting to each other and getting peer-to-peer support, but also adapted our problem-solving activities so that they could still be effective and still help you know, the people in the community who were also struggling with COVID. So definitely an advantage using the skills and experience of the veterans in that case, as it is throughout. I think, you know, they are an inspirational role model of change. People see them and think, right, if they've gone through all that and they're willing to come out here on a Wednesday morning and help me, I really ought to help myself a little bit more than I am at the moment. So yeah, and being able to do that online just gives us that extra arrow, really.
And I'm just kind of like recalling, by deployments and and it was key, if you deploy, execute X, Y, Z, but it does comes with its challenges as well. And some of those challenges you have to adapt quickly because you didn't see that coming. So what are the challenges that you're facing now these days, and how you're looking to overcome those challenges right now?
Yeah, okay. The biggest challenge probably is funding for us at the moment. So we're a community interest company, so we're sort of part funded by funders. So the National Lottery Community Fund, European Social Fund, the Armed Forces Covenant Fund Trust, NHS, DWP, but we're also sales as well. So we sell business to business, doing leadership, resilience, team building, training. So the biggest challenge that we're facing at the moment is the end of the European funded programs, which, you know, really we've been riding piggyback on and delivering across all areas. Our prime delivery really has been ESF lottery funded over the last 6-7 years. So with the end of European money at the end of this year, and it's not new news, you know, this was known. This was and I think that's where we probably get slightly frustrated. In the military, we'd have probably been on our toes and got this sorted quicker, but it's now the realization in the wider community, oh, actually, all this support that's been provided through European funding has gone. What comes next? And it hasn't snapped into action quite as quick. So what we're having to do is to adapt ourselves to those changing circumstances. So hence I said earlier, you know, the sort of the resizing of the company, taking a deep breath, ready to go again. And that really is where we are. So that's the challenge we're facing at the moment, is just making sure that we've got the resource in place to react when the funding streams reopen, but that we adapt our delivery to suit the new funding, but also that we're still on hand to support business as they go through their changes as well. So yeah, I think the biggest challenge is that sort of rebrigading of funding. And what that's going to look like. Obviously, there won't be nearly as much money in Cornwall as there has been through the European funding, and the distribution of that funding will be handled differently as well. So it's just getting an understanding of the challenges behind how it's going to be distributed, how we can work with other organizations to deliver the best capability we can for the county.
Wow, wow. And what have you, I guess, there are so many learnings that you could take, especially, do your own business and especially yourself in the military in the background and what you're doing right now for these veterans. But what have you found about yourself as a leader? Since you've been doing this?
I think, again, a lot of transferable skills from my time in the military, either on deployment in operational zones or even second line tours, with that flexibility and giving everybody the chance to be the best version of themselves that they can be, whether that's internally, so within our organization, or externally, the people that we're, the beneficiaries of the service that we provide. So I think that's the biggest thing that I've sort of learned. I think encouraging people, having confidence in people, and empowering people to do and make decisions, and a lot of that does come from my background, I think, and it's really worked well at Active Plus. So we won the Cornish Business Award for inclusivity last year, so we're fully inclusive, and we understand that we need to be adaptable to suit individuals' needs, but given half a chance, everybody can flourish. And so, that's been my mission really since I took over the business, is to make sure that not only the people we support in the community, but the people that we employ. And again, I think that's come from my sort of background of seeing what good looks like, and then taking that from the military into into the what is really the third sector business.
Wow, wow. And I was going to say as well, I mean, what advice would you give to I guess, an 18-year-old who wants maybe to start their own business, do their own thing as well, and knowing what you've been through, what you've gone through, and what you're doing now, what advice would you give to them?
Yeah, I think I would say surround yourself with good people.
Mm-hmm.
Listen more than you talk, because lots of people have got lots to offer. If you don't give them the chance to offer it, you'll never take advantage of it. But I would certainly encourage them to do it. I would definitely say, don't live to regret what you didn't do. Get out there, give it a go. If it doesn't work, start again, do something else. But at least you can be rest assured that you gave it your best shot. But yeah, surround yourself with good people and do more listening than you do talking.
That's great. And I was going to say, thank you very much, Danny. This has been such a great interview. I could speak to you all day, really. But this does conclude the interview, and they'll say thank you very much. You did a very good job. Thank you very much.